but otherwise you've got quite a bit of lane priority in the bot lane. Top lane, you're going to be safe. Talia is going to be so terrifying in the early game. And it's a tempo-based comp, really, that we're seeing here on the side of Fredabreon. The Ashe pick, we'll see what she ends up building, but it's certainly scary as well. I mean, I think there's so much engage that she has. She has good, consistent damage output. The slows are going to make it difficult to utilize the Gnar. So I like where we are here for Fredabreon in the early game. The later stages, though, get scarier and scarier when you look at DRX.
Yeah, I'd say so, too. I think their team fight is very, very standard. You could understand what they're going to be going for, fighting around objectives, things like that. But I think that you can go toe-to-toe with what Fredabreon have put together. And I think one of the really interesting things is we hop onto the Rift.
Pretty aggressive attempt from Becca and Bao there to trade something back. Okay, here comes an all-in at 6.
Yep, looking for it. Ulti comes down. That's the flick back and a very, very swift and comfortable first blood for Chieftain. Welcome to the LCK, my friend. Already.
Or a play onto that one.
He's coming. And they do have vision of this, but I don't think it's going to help them escape, sadly.
Ooh, Hook is going to miss, unfortunately, as Bao throws out the Moonlight Vigil. Doesn't really do too much as Lava's looking to make his way in as well. And here's the dive. Ulti comes through from Lava, doesn't land it onto the Aphelios, but it does not matter. They have easily enough damage, despite that turret really ramping up onto Chieftain there.
Could be pretty nice or just okay, depending on the situation, as Arrow comes in.
Yeah. It's actually going to be soaked by the Watch Out Heap. I like it, but Flick is still going to connect, and there's the Shockwave out onto Chieftain. Solka still looking for the damage as Becca's hook is fantastic. Delight finds a couple of charms there as Lava has the sword out and does manage to lock down 2 kills with the help of Henna there as well. But now Kingan's going to make his way in, and Bao's getting fed off the back end. It's a double, make it a triple for the Gnar, as Kingan's going to take control of this game.
All that new items. It's definitely what you'd expect to see, and that is what we see here. Lava with a nice
teleport coming through. Yeah, you can see Hoya's going to make his way in. Arrow's going to connect as that's a big stun. Couple picked up into the air from Lava as Pioshik trying to get himself out. Hoya throws in a barrel to try and lock down Kingan, but they only get one, and it's going to be DRX to secure the Drake. They'd probably be okay with that.
Shirley's a person, too.
Yeah, exactly. I apologize. How dare I? There were 5 champions and Shirley.
Well, they don't even secure the turret. They're just going to hard engage this, but where's the follow-up? Delight's not in position. Like, this was a bit sloppy from Fredabreon. Like, I just took the play-by-play away from you because it wasn't going to happen. It just wasn't going to fight because they kind of messed that one up.
Yeah, a little bit sad. But they do get the cleanse out of Bao, and you'll always trade cleanse for the arrow. Not bad at all.
But DRX feel very comfortable to just start Baron now. Because, like, oh, you used half your really good engage tools and didn't get anything? What are you going to do in a fight now? How are you going to control these chokes as the attackers? Very difficult.
Well, there is a charm that they could potentially line up. Let's see whether they can make this one work. Lava as well, off towards the side. And it looks like DRX were just trying to bait bowling balls going wide.
And they're going to do something similar here again with this mid-push. And actually take the... While they defend this, they're going to take the bottom side Drake. Mountain Drake looks like it's just going to go over without a hitch.
That's too easy. Fredabreon sort of kept left napping a little bit, but the arrow's going to connect. This is what we were talking about. Flick comes back. A very dead Bao. And I like that. Look, they didn't manage to pick up the Drake. They didn't manage to set up for it, but they certainly took a timer on that cleanse and said, we got it, now let's kill him. Yeah. So we can celebrate that one for Fredabreon.
Playing it very slow, waiting for Lava to show himself top, then kind of slowly pushing this wave mid, try to take that Baron vision away. It is working out slowly.
Yep, we're going for a force though as Kingan, not with very much of a Narbar, but does still have a lot of his health as he takes that Lantern. Lava, we go back to his unbound soul as the flash has to come through. The triple play comes out from Becca, who's still trying to be a hero. Bao not quite getting enough damage there from the Moonlight Vigil as the barrel comes down as a bit of a fadeaway there from Hoya as the Gnar comes back. Kingan trying to be a hero. They grab the Seraphine, and once again, Becca's there with the save. Body slam from Hoya gets himself to relative safety, and the house is going to miss for the moment. But this is the power of DRX, the multiple engages, and let's just see whether DRX can capitalize. As Kingan, he's found Hoya, and he's a problem, man. This Gnar is huge. The rest of Fredabreon could be in trouble. Hook is going to go wide there as that's the flick over the wall. Bao tries to keep himself alive, but he ain't gonna. Henna now goes golden. Kingan is going to look to deal with him. The crunch comes down. And that absolutely worked out there as Lava gets walloped. Should be able to go back to his unbound soul, and he's just CC'd forever. Becca going to go golden as well as Fredabreon looking to make their way out. The sleep comes through once again, and the ulti has to be used to get Lava to safety this time. And now Chieftain could be in trouble, but Kingen not going to chase into all of those pebbles flying his way.
Where DRX is trying to come through this angle where Becca just took. Meanwhile, they're just going to stand here and get hooked instead. Okay.
Wow, really nice hook. Coming out onto Chieftain, who should be able to make it out to relative safety. Goes Golden as Henna trying to keep them away, but no. Not going to happen, and now Kingen's made his way in. This guy's gigantic. He's got himself a BF sword at the same time as ulti comes through from Lava, but immediately he has to hop back. Don't know whether that was the ulti that he really wanted at that point in time, but sometimes you got to try and make a play, and Fredabreon decided that now was the time. As DRX now just looking to try and take down this Baron, and they should be able to do so. There's no jungler on the map, and Hoya's like, yeah, ain't gonna be me, boy.
Yeah, he's like, I could cast them all into the wall and then die, but maybe I'll just push mid. The follow-up hasn't been there.
Yeah.
There's another one.
That's a goal right there, as you can see. Oh my god, Bao caught out of position. The shockwave hits no one, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't go down as Kingen gets a double ulti back. Great play as well, as Chieftain is well and truly dead. Bao doesn't want to walk through the pebbles. He's just going to wait that one out, so he's not going to be there for the rest of the fight. But DRX just looks too strong, and by DRX, I mean Kingen looks too strong as Lava goes back to his Unbound Soul, and Kingen's just like, I got a GA, man. I don't care about this.
Last attempt in the mid lane. That was a good idea, right? I mean, they had the cast flank, but it's not enough.
Oh, there's another Gnar. Just goes in and gets Henna. Just takes him out. It is going to be the GA, most likely pops, but no, actually no. Never mind, this Gnar is just too huge, still going in, and the GA goes down. Hoya is going to answer, but he is way lower and doesn't really have any means of being in here. Does have to flash, gets himself out, and actually did have the stopwatch Zhonya's combo, so kept himself in status for a very long time as Becca looking to come home. That's going to be a dissonance to help him out there as Lava trying to get forward and does lock him down with the ulti. But I don't know whether he's going to be alive, and Bao is going to take him down. The first death for Lava is a bit of a sad one.
Chance left in this game, and to survive, to prolong the game. It's not going to, like, win them the game. Here we go.
Well, Wall is going to wall them off. I actually really like this play. It's very cute. Bao comes in. Moonlight Vigil does a lot of damage. It is going to be the Baron secured, but can they actually win the fight? As the ulti comes in and Lava disappears. That was an odd one. Bao is going to flash, but immediately Chieftain's going to make it over the wall as now Hoya goes for a bit of a fadeaway jump shot and does get himself to relative safety. Empowered back will make it so that the Gragas survives, but that's a couple of Barons now in trade for most likely a Nexus.
Any other choice? They had to try for it.
Yeah, big shockwave comes in. It's going to be Becca that steals away the kill. I think this Thresh has been fantastic so far this game. 12 out of 13 when it comes to kill participation is fantastic for a game approaching 40 minutes. The Nexus will go down, and DRX, despite, you know, being up against and look, there were some questionable performances across the board as we do have a look at the post-game stats. Kingen certainly ruling the world on his Gnar. This was one of our better Gnar performances, absolutely, but look, Lava didn't have a great game. He was 2-0-3 and then did absolutely nothing, died a couple of times, and then it was over, is sort of what it felt like. The Ashe Seraphine weren't able to push any advantages on the bottom side of the map. The Gragas went full damage. There was a lot to not like about how this was handled once we got into the game from Fredabreon, but
welcome back everybody to the LCK 2021 Spring Split Analyst Deathmatch. Today we are joined by Gorilla, Kuro, and Jong and me. Season with the live translation. Welcome guys. We are kicking off with the winless teams of the week, Bro versus DRX. And DRX took game number 1. They were able to actually punish some of them overextension from Brion. And we saw Ashe coming out after a very long time in the LCK. I think Bro prepped for this matchup really well. So yeah, Ashe Seraphine, they had a very strong chain CC. So they had this wombo comp for team fights, and also they were able to have priority down on the bottom lane. And Yone also up against Orianna and also Talia in the jungle. They all had huge priority for the early game, but they were not able to maneuver a clean game. Yes, so for Fredit, Gragas was in a rough spot, whereas Ashe and Seraphine down on the bottom lane was having a lead and control during the laning phase. So they were able to pick up the first Drake, but there was this fight where Gnar was able to pick up so many kills. So Bro somehow slipped their leads, and DRX was able to turn the game around. Indeed, even though Bro prepared really hard and brought some new picks into the LCK, they were not able to solidify their lead. So let's take a look at the highlights where they kind of started to fall apart. Ash and Seraphine, they were, based on their lane priority, they were able to make a setup for this pick. So Ash Arrow was also finding Lilia, but Lilia managed to escape with Flash and watch out Deep. Maybe Yone could have just gone in with his E skill and also ulted in, but anyways, well, Bro got this fight too extended, so Nar, based on his lane priority, he was able to TP and join the fight. And also Aphelios as well cleared the bottom minion wave and grouped up with the rest of the DRX and turned the fight back. So that was the beginning of the Nar being super fed. Freddy Brion, even though they had a huge lead in their hands, they were not able to snowball it really well. And also, we saw some overextension coming out from Freddy Brion. So let's take a look at this replay. Bro has a lot of tools to initiate a fight, but their comp requires a very sophisticated setup, a wombo-based teamfight as Wolf coined. So they pulled the trigger with the Ashe ult, but it goes wide, but they wouldn't stop the attempt and push the issue forward. So the cast was thrown and Fate also was unsealed, but it was out in no man's land, so they were not able to find any meaningful target or engagement. So props over to Freddy Brion for preparing such a new comp and trying it out in the LCK, but at the same time, I think there was a lot to be desired in order to pull off that team fight. And POG will be going over to Kingen on Nar. He was able to hold a strong lead during the laning phase, and that was actually converted to other skirmishes as he utilized his TP. So after this fight, he was able to pick up triple kill, and he was able to bully Gragas up in the top lane even harder. And it was really impressive to see him going really aggressively and initiating team fights. That's the maybe we can call it a textbook play coming out from Nar. How you play a team fight on Nar. So Nar was actually posed back, and that was a really nice angle for him to find a lot of CC on the wall. And here as well, flashing forward and finding CCs onto the enemy carry. Talia. Kingen picked up 7 out of 9 votes, and also the support player was able to pick up some votes as well. DRX, if they manage to get to a win, they can find a huge leap on the standings. So let's check out whether Freddy Brion can make it stop.